Hey, welcome back to the Professor Grass channel. I'm Professor Grass. I got a very, very special video for you today. These two guys, known as Revenge of the Sis, Royce on the left, Mersh on the right, they run a political podcast that I watch daily, like damn near daily, Monday through Friday. I've been watching them for about 7 years, and they put on a good show. And they recently had said, hey, can you guys send in a video or send in questions so we can interact with our fans more? So I was like, yeah, man, that's a cool opportunity. I want to make them a Pokemon dish each. So today's cooking Pokemon are special for Royce and Mersh. Let's see what they said about my question.
Okay, let's get the video then.
I like this video, by the way.
Okay, this is Professor Grass.
How's it going, Revenge of the Sis? It's Professor Grass. I've been watching.
Try it again.
How's it going, Revenge of the Sis? It's Professor Grass. I've been watching you guys for about 7 years now.
Damn.
Ever since
Gross.
you guys covered the Dan Schneider Nickelodeon drama where he was being fucking Virgie Chi in the background. Gross. 7 years? What the fuck is wrong with you? A creep on kids.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard
And
of him.
I just like this little deal that you're doing where we get to submit our videos and you guys get to answer a question. So my question to you is, what would you like to eat? Like, what would you like me to cook for you on my channel? Because I've got this small video series I've made where I'm cooking with Pokemon. So name 2 dishes, one for Royce and one for Mersh, and I will whip up something for you on my channel on Saturday. Okay, real quick before they start in on their ingredients, what they want, what they feel about the question, right? What I actually wanted them to do is to say, hey, I want pulled pork. I want a cheeseburger. Instead, they were like, all right, a Pokemon. So this video here is a little bit more challenging on my end, but I think I've come up with something pretty great for you guys. And by the way, there's a thumbnail here I put so they could have an example of what I meant by the cooking with Pokemon. That's our jerky video, our Tauros jerky we made.
But
See ya.
I have a question.
I'd have a question about this, Professor. Like, does it have to be a Pokemon I want
See,
you to
that's
cook?
what I'm
yeah,
talking
I
about.
wanted to ask, are you cooking Pokemon? Because
Yeah, this bit actually came from my show. I was joking about like cooking Pokemon, like which ones you would eat, like and what were the best, and he just ran with it and has been fucking killing it. It's
Thank you,
fucking
so
Virgie.
it is
hilarious,
literally which
dude.
Pokemon I would eat?
Yeah, with fucking.
Shit.
For me, it's easy. It's Mr.Mime because
You want a Mr. Mime. So Royce wants Mr. Mime. Okay.
he's the most human.
Jesus.
Well, I want the Pokemon to have a soul.
That's
I
dark.
wonder that I extinguished a light on this earth.
I don't know. What Pokemon?
You know what, Royce? I got you. I got you, and I will make sure that you extinguish a light. Okay, buddy. Royce said that he wanted the soul to leave your body. Only one way I know to do that. Welcome to the Professor Grass channel. Now that we have our meat prepped, we can look into the dish itself. Here's a rendering of the final dish. As you can see, there are cherry tomatoes and cherries throughout the dish, making a red sauce of delicious proportions. Now, let's go over and head over to the cutting board so we can make this dish. Okay, now that we're back over at the cutting board, let's take a look at our ingredients. Of course, we have Mr. Mime, which we took care of his body. We're going to discard the arms and legs and head, though, as we're not going to need them for this dish. We're going to salt the meat with Garnackle, and, of course, that's the salt Pokemon. And then the green head, the green pepper of the Skullvillain. Then, as it's seasoned, we're going to sear it on each side, and then we are going to cut it up into tiny strips to prepare it for our Tepig and Tauros fat rendered gravy that we're going to slow cook this rare exotic protein in. Of course, Mr. Mime is a little gamey. So what we're going to do is cook it all down in this fat and give it a slight spicy kick from the fire typing and the chopple, sorry, I always get it mixed up. Chopple berry. You can find these berries just about anywhere. It adds a nice heat to the dish, and also I've heard if you feed it to a Pokemon, you get a stat boost for your attack. Now, you can also, if you don't have a Tepig in your region, you can always trade it out for Oinkling. So just go ahead and dealer's choice on that one, but we prefer Tepig over where we're at. So you take all of these ingredients, right, and we cook them down into a nice slow cooked gravy with the addition of our sweet, tangy, red cherubi sauce. Now, folks, cherubis are one of the most delightful of the Pokemon because it is the 420 Pokemon, and you break open those sweet, sweet cherries. The big ones are sweet, small ones are kind of a little sour. You go ahead and take those up, cut them up, put them into the dish, and it adds a sweet cherry, and also we make a wine sauce out of it, served with red wine and wine sauce. Any meat you put into this is just perfection. So, if you like this video, and you want to leave a like, share me on your favorite social medias. This was Royce's dish for the Revenge of the Sis video I'm making. I might cut this up into a couple parts, but one big shot for Revenge of the Sis. So this was the Daywave dish. He wanted Mr. Mime. He wanted Mr. Mime. Okay, let's see what Mersh says.
Pokemon looks the most like a cow.
A
How about
Tauros.
Snorlax? That'd be a nice fatty meat.
I feel it'd be
Oh.
too fatty though. Wouldn't it be too fatty? Like eating like.
Well, you get a good cut of it.
Okay, I think I can work with that. Normally, traditionally, we would use like a Stantler or a Weirdeer, which is kind of like a deer, kind of like Pokemon, so venison, or like a Tauros, which is like our beef jerky video that we made. But yeah, I can work with a nice choice cut of Snorlax. I think that I could work with that.
You got to figure eventually, you get through enough fat. There's got to be some meat in there.
Mine is Mr. Mime. That's easy. So yours is Snort. What about you, Virgie?
Oh, I've already discussed this. I like a little Parasect.
Ugh.
You know, the big ass crab looking motherfucker.
You know that's a bug Pokemon, right? Like that's literally a parasite bug. I mean, I could make up some garlic butter, steam that fucker for you if you want, Virgie. We'll get something cooked for you, but not this week. Next week. I already have 2 dishes I'm cooking, but next week I will definitely hit you up, Virgie.
Oh,
With,
yeah,
with
you-
a
side of,
that's-
like,
that
radishes.
actually would be delicious though.
I know, dude. I
Oh, with like big thing of butter.
yeah, dude.
All right, yeah. So those are the dishes. This is the challenge. Mr. Mime and Snorlax. Snorlax steak, and I'm thinking maybe Mr. Mime beef tips. I'll see you in the kitchen. All right. Dish number 2. Mersh's dish, or I like to call it the Nightwave dish. He wanted Snorlax steak. Snorlax is a very fat Pokemon. Royce was right when he was talking about it. He knows his shit. It's a very fat Pokemon. So what we have to do, like Mersh said, is to take a choice cut of the steak. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare our Snorlax. We're going to grab a nice chunk off of it, not tear off too much fat, still enough for it to caramelize through the whole steak, but not enough for it to overpower the dish in flavor. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. And since I don't want to disappoint, and I feel like smaller Snorlax steak would be just underwhelming for a Snorlax dish, we're also going to make cheddar Bulbasaur soup. So hold on to your pants and let's get started. Here's a rendering of what the steak and what the Bulbasaur soup will look like after we're done. Just, oh my god. This one's actually making me hungry. I don't think I would like to eat a Mr. Mime anytime soon. Anyway, Snorlax steak and Bulbasaur soup. Let's go. Okay, now we're over at the cutting board again. This time for our Snorlax steak and cheddar Bulbasaur soup. Now this is a unique creation that combines rich flavors of perfectly cooked steak and the creamy goodness of a homemade soup. So let's get started. Preparing the Snorlax steak, we're going to need, of course, our Snorlax. We're going to grab our Garnackle and our Skull Villain, and we're going to crush both the red and green pepper of the Skull Villain because it makes a nice crust on the fat of the Snorlax fat. And the salt we're not going to go too light on either, making this a nice seasoned, well-seasoned steak. We got to cover up some of the gaminess, so anyway. Now our cut of steak is cut out. We make sure that it has marbling throughout because of the amount of fat, just the right amount of fat, like I mentioned. Next, we'll do the cheddar Bulbasaur soup. This is a creamy soup with the finest ingredients, including pasteurized Miltank milk and my favorite brand of cheddar cheese, Rattata brand cheddar, which is used with Miltank milk, processed, etc., into their ultra sharp cheddar hyperfang cheese. Now, we take this cheese, this amazing Rattata cheddar cheese, and we mix it with the bulbs of 4 Bulbasaurs cut into thirds. Now these Bulbasaurs are also seasoned properly with our salt and pepper to make a out of this world combination of cheese, season, and Bulbasaurs. Now, while our soup is cooking, let's make sure that our steak is nice and caramelized, and it will have a rich, savory flavor in the dish. Now, we will finally plate the dish. When we go to plate the dish, we put a bed of Oddish down and a Farfetch'd leek. So we take the Farfetch'd leek and lay it with the Oddish, and this creates a nice onion-like aroma and a bed of onion for your steak to land on. Now, here we have it. The steak of a Snorlax and the bulb cheddar soup. I hope you enjoyed this video. Nightwave, I hope you enjoy your dish. Daywave, I hope you enjoy your dish. Revenge of the Sis. If you like them, go check them out. They do political content Monday through Friday over on Rumble. They just got their YouTube back, but Rumble's a good backup. Let's just say it like that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I've been Professor Grass. Until next time, peace out.